I want to start tonight with this massive executive order Trump passed. And guys, this is a shot across the bow. I think this is so smart. So I'll break down my thoughts on it in a second here. But first, I'm going to let Howard Lutnick explain it because Trump and them have found out a workaround on how to basically shore up mail-in ballots, mail-in voting without needing Congress. So listen to Howard here as he breaks it down.
The states, right, run these elections. They will, if they want to use the U.S. mail, the U.S. Postal Service, they're going to get a code, a barcode from the U.S. Postal Service, and they're going to put that on the envelope, and we will have one envelope per vote. None of this time where we have no idea, there's no observers to mail, there's no envelopes, there's no certainty. That's all going to go away, and what the president is doing today is he's going to make sure that mail-in ballots are safe, secure, and accurate, and will have a clear distinction. If you voted by mail, you will have it on the envelope. Obviously not on the ballot, but on the envelope. So we will know 1 million mail-in ballots. There'll be 1 million envelopes, and you'll be able to know exactly, correctly, that citizens voted.
And this came up with some great legal minds. They looked at the various documents and everything that was going on because the cheating on mail-in voting is legendary. It's horrible what's going on. And it's very clearly covered, very, very clearly. So I think this will help a lot with elections. We'd like to have voter ID. We'd like to have proof of citizenship, and that'll be another subject for another time. We're working on that. You would think it would be easy. It's a 98% issue for Republicans. It's 86%. The thing just came out, a poll.
So crazy.
And it's 86% with Republicans and Democrats, not leaders, because the leaders of the Democrats cheat. And the only people that don't want to do voter ID are people that cheat. There's no other reason for it. Proof of citizenship, they want to be able to cheat. There's no reason. They have all sorts of reasons, excuses, but it's all nonsense. They want to cheat. But the Democrats themselves are very high. It's a very positive, very, very good thing. The Democrat voters, the Democrat leaders, guys like Schumer, who are corrupt, they want to use it for cheating.
All right. Trump's doing his circular reasoning, which I love, but we don't got time for that tonight. This is brilliant, okay? Let's break down why. So, the federal government has full regulatory power over the post office. That's right. The post office is federalized as far as control. Technically, it's a privatized company now, but the government runs it. It sets all the regulations for it, sets all the rules. This is brilliant. And this is what they meant when they had other ways. Well, we're starting to see the plan. This will get held up in court. It's going to be challenged. But so now they're going to, if you request a mail-in ballot, they're going to create a database of only citizens across the entire nation. If you are not in that database, this will be for the post office. If you are not in that database, you will not be able to receive a mail-in ballot. If you do receive a mail-in ballot, it will have a barcode on it. So guys, here we go. This is going to end the massive ballot harvesting because all the fraudulent, nonstop mail-in ballots that were just automatically sent out in certain states, they are going to be able to track each and every one of them. This is absolutely brilliant. Now, it's not going to stop all election fraud. There's going to be some states that find some little workarounds to cheat. Don't get me wrong, but this is a huge step in the right direction. And this is going to massively, I guarantee you, Democrats are panicking tonight. So Trump, again, man, one of the best things this team does, this team of Trump's team, is that they are constantly facing the craziest challenges. And this is what frustrates me so much about voters who are like, we give up on Trump. He hasn't accomplished anything, which is the stupidest thing ever. But they also don't recognize the degree of difficulty he's facing. Not only are you have enemies abroad, especially City of London and all it's doing and its tentacles that are in our own government, You're constantly dealing with a political party that is 100% opposed to you. Democrats cannot be salvaged. They are 100% sold out. Then you have the Republicans who are still mostly corrupt, but there's still some good eggs in there. And he's been trying to purge it with MAGA, but that takes time. So he has his own people undercutting him constantly. Still about, I'd say, in the Senate, it's still like 60 to 70% uniparty controlled opposition from within now. And Trump did a good job on his administration. His administration is pretty clean, unlike in the first term. But you're constantly dealing with that. And then you're dealing with the judiciary, which is so ridiculous that they are just shooting down everything he's doing. A judge today ruled that he could not finish the ballroom he's building that's being built with private funds. Not a single dollar is coming out of the treasury for this ballroom. It's completely, Trump got it completely paid for by private funding. It's on track. It's ahead of schedule. It's under budget. It's everything you'd want our government to do. And for like statecraft, and a judge just slapped it down just because, just to be petty. This is what we're dealing with. I mean, he has to do everything the hard way. And thankfully the guy is, he's made out of steel. He keeps bulldozing everything down. No problem. It's because but this team with this incredible, unbelievable, never before seen, never before attempted degree of difficulty keeps finding ways to get it done. And so this, thank God he did it now, last day of March, because this is going to go through the courts. But you know what happens, man, once this gets up to the Supreme Court and they rule it's okay? Trump all of a sudden has control over mail-in ballots over the entire nation. That, my friends, is what we call genius. So this is incredible. It shocked me. I did not expect this today. There was no warning. All of a sudden, they were just signing an executive order and boom. So you have USPS envelopes, all unique barcodes. DHS and Social Security create approved voter list. USPS only sends ballots to that list. Full control. Good luck stopping this. Not that they won't try. Not that they won't try. So we have this, which one way or the other, because I'll tell you right now, all the red states will comply with this. Okay, so even there, what little fraud there is in those states, it's going down. So most of the red states will comply with this. Maybe somebody like Georgia will fight it. But all the blue states will fight it. We'll see how it turns out. But good luck. Again, USPS is federally run. So you have this and what Trump's pulling off. And then Supreme Court, we got the news today that only one case is remaining from October, the challenge to race-based redistricting under the Voting Rights Act. Alito is the only justice who's not written for it. This tells me that there's a 90% chance that Alito is writing the opinion for the win. I do. I believe it's a 90% chance. Now, that still means there's a 10% chance he's writing the dissent. But I'll tell you right now, Alito doesn't write a lot of dissents. It's usually Clarence Thomas. So if Alito's writing, writing this, I think he's writing for the majority to overturn it, and he is going to blister the Voting Rights Act, which means automatically we could gain up to 20 seats in the House, just like that. And if this comes out soon, in the next month, we have time for the states to implement it, which means, guys, get ready, because that could seal the midterms. So everybody's out here. Not everybody. Not you guys. You guys are too smart. You guys, everybody who watches this show is way too smart for this. But I've trained you well. We don't black pill on this show. But everywhere else it feels like, oh my God, the midterms, we're losing the midterms. It's falling apart. Trump sucks. Republicans suck. They can't do it. The affordability. Meanwhile, all this time I've been saying, dude, there are cards to play. And if all this lines up, the Democrats would have to have a blue wave that's, 8 to 10 points shellacking, which they're not even close to. Because no matter how much people are frustrated with Republicans, they still hate Democrats, hate them, and are terrified of them. Because Democrats want to take your kids away from you and turn them into monsters. That's how it works. But you want to know we're winning? There's panic all over the place. Panic all over the place because they know what's coming. And they thought by this point, see, the generic polling, Republicans versus Democrats, has been coming out. And Democrats have like a 2 to 4 point lead. They're panicking because they want 8 to 10 points. But not only are they panicking, there's people in the party panicking who are about to get primaried and not come back. Oh, Massie money bomb. I guess MTG wasn't enough. He had to roll out old school Ron Paul, who I respect Ron Paul, but this has got to be one of the most humiliating moments of Ron Paul's career, where Thomas Massie is bringing out old man Ron Paul to try to save Thomas Massie's seat because it's not going well for him. Here's Ron Paul desperately pleading.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to the Thomas Massie Money Bomb. Thomas is having a difficult time this year in his campaign, and he needs help. And I'm here to advise you that is what I think you should do, is help him out.
Thomas is having a difficult time, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, poor Thomas Massie. I thought Thomas Massie was the most popular person ever. I thought on X you would have thought this is the guy who is going to lead us to the next generation. Thomas Massie with Tucker Carlson, Dave Smith's dream ticket. They'll destroy the Republicans, right, Rich Barris? You moron. Yeah, and meanwhile, he can't win his own primary. Ron Paul out there doing the work, trying to just get somebody to still care. This tells you guys that all the people who've been saying I'm crazy for calling out Thomas Massie, well, sorry. The people see it. The people see it. And I've done God's work and showing what a fraud Thomas Massie is, and it's working. It's amazing because all the grifters, all the America First frauds, the faggot crowd has been trying to make Thomas Massie the hero, the king, the challenger, the principled one, the challenger to Trump, the one who will hold Trump accountable, and like this grand old hero. And it just shows you how little influence they actually have. The influencers, no influence. There's little I influencer. So let's look at what Seth Keshel, is the best election analyst out there, is saying. He says the most direct shot at GOP House majority hinges on VA referendum failing. By the way, it is losing currently. There are far more Republicans voting on this than Democrats for Virginia to redistrict. So, because if they redistrict the way they're aiming, we'll lose 4 or 5 seats right there. And the DeSantis to pick up the 5 seats. This would take away the below safe estimate to 205, 191R. And if we lean, we need to win 6 of the 19 toss-ups to get it. And he says with a fair census. Well, if you get the Voting Rights Act abolished, that census changes real quick. Real quick. But it's still looking good. Here is his numbers on this. Eventually, 11 to 13 new GOP seats. Voting Rights Act goes down. I've heard up to 19, but I'll trust Seth on this. With this and new apportionment, listen to this. And the new apportionment's coming after 2013 with all the people who moved from COVID, plus no longer counting illegals. They're going to lose so many seats, the Democrats. With the new apportionment, by 2032, Dems will struggle to hold the House majority for decades. Seth, by the way, called the 2024 election to the T based on registration data. He is the man when it comes to the math on this. There's nobody smarter about this stuff than Seth Keshel. So I got to tell you guys, this is why, even though the midterms matter this year, because they will slow down Trump if the Democrats win, and they're going to put him through hell. But ultimately long term, 2028 presidential election, more people paying attention. You get all the people hating the Democrats for doing nothing in Congress and just stalling Trump. That'll actually hurt them. You're looking at red wave 2028. That red wave hits, reapportionment starts happening. You got more years of Trump and J.D. Vance in charge, cleaning up voter rolls, shoring up elections. By then, the SAVE Act will definitely be passed because we'll have a new Congress, a redder Congress. You guys, I'm telling you, how many times have I said it? I haven't said it in a while, so many of you new people haven't heard it. But I'm telling you right now, I truly believe we are getting 20 years of MAGA rule between Trump right now and then I believe 8 years of J.D. Vance. And with this reapportionment, whoever's next after him, whether it's Rubio, somebody like that, it'll be somebody decent because MAGA knows what it's doing. This is not a movement that's going away anytime soon. I believe we're going to have 16 to 20 years straight of MAGA at the presidency, and this Democrat House that we could get in the fall is their last chance. It's their last chance to grab some power. I really believe that. And I have a feeling Trump's got some more aces up his sleeve to take it over. And once that happens, guys, with the Voting Rights Act struck down, all those seats they lose, with the reapportionment, all the seats will gain. Redistricting, which can continue once states get even more red, they're screwed. They are screwed. Demographics are killing them. They no longer have illegals coming in to shore up for the census. They won't get counted in the census anymore. Democrats don't have babies. And all the conservatives are leaving the blue states and moving to the red states, making the red states have more seats. It's crazy what we're looking at. So how are people blackpilling? I just don't understand it. Everybody's so myopic in their thinking. They're just looking at tomorrow and the next month. They're like, oh, America's going down the drain. Dude, 2024 was such a massive win because of this, the future. It set this up. And just like Seth Keshel says, I mean, if they struggle to hold a House majority for decades. I don't know if you guys remember, but before Newt Gingrich took back the House in 1994 with the contract with America under Clinton, Democrats had the House for 40 years straight. We're looking at that kind of alignment. So just keep your eyes open on this, because I'm telling you, this is where we're going. Now, it's getting so bad that they're dragging out the corpse of Nancy Pelosi, and she's got something to say. She's got some deflection to say right here.
We always have concerns, but with this president and these Republicans who have no commitment to the rule of law and doing things the appropriate way, we're ready. We have three purposes now.
Be nice to her. She's on her 7th martini, okay? But have to be on guard. They may try to creep in the technology and create a false. She's already seeding the narrative that the Republicans are going to try to steal the election. You don't do that if you're confident, folks. You really don't do that if you're confident. I'm sorry. And this is even before Trump signed that executive order tonight. Just as I told you guys, lawsuits are coming. Here's Gavin. Gazem didn't waste any time suing President Trump over executive order. We're challenging it. See you in court. Yeah, that shouldn't surprise anybody. California is the worst of the worst. They cannot. They stole at least 5 House seats last November. 2024 November. And you know what's crazy though? Because of their ranked system, right now 2 Republicans are at the top. And based on their primary system, those 2 Republicans, if they hold the top, they could be the only 2 nominees in the general election. California could have a Republican governor this fall, and as of right now, it's about a 65% chance. So unless something significantly shifts in the next few months, I think June is their primary, California could have a Republican governor. And then what happens? If a Republican governor is in charge of California, slowing down their cheating, if Trump lets this go through, I mean, I'm glad this lawsuit's coming. You know why I'm glad? Because the lawsuit will get through well enough in time for the election. And if the Supreme Court rules on this, it's just going to make Trump stronger. I mean, you really think the Supreme Court's going to overturn rules passed down to the USPS? I don't think so, because this isn't stopping anybody from being voted. Like, it's going to citizens. That's constitutional. So we love this kind of stuff. This is what we want to see. And then finally, just talking about our elections going forward. Just a peek into the future. Marco Rubio today came out and kind of put an end to this whole Rubio versus Vance thing. Basically, if Vance runs, it's his. So Marco Rubio today pledged to support J.D. Vance. And listen here.
Ambitions, his own personal and political ambitions, telling Vanity Fair last week, if J.D. Vance runs for president, he's going to be our nominee, and I'll be one of the first people to support him. Very rarely do you see...
You know, Rubio and Vance are best friends. I'm telling you, there's such a psyop out there to try and destroy J.D. Vance because they are terrified of him. They're terrified of him.